Okay, so we're going to establish first that the client's Chrysler Group, which you'll be representing, and it's actually Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. This is their top seller this year. The basic facts about this group is your fiscal year starts end of September, which is 34 days from now. You have seen the first share of profit in 5 years, and obviously you don't have the same market share as Honda, Toyota, or even Ford does. We want to help you manage your sales better. We're not going to completely change it, we just want to help you so you can save some costs and sell a little more. And we're going to try and do this without making you pay extra. So this is your current structure. You have a bunch of dealerships that report to their regional distributor. The regional distributor gives them cars, inventory, finances for marketing, whatever the case may be. So your current market structure allows the regional distributor to control all your dealerships. The regional distributor only has one set to report, which is your central brass, which can either be localized per state, by a Midwest region, or by a country. What we are arcaning. We specialize in web intelligence, which is called WebI. This is the order of presentation, and Michael here has generated a mock report just to simply show what the background of the report looks like with the system, which will allow your dealers to communicate with your regional distributors to your brass. And then he has a mock report of just 2 models in it. He will start by explaining what the power users are.
I'm Michael. I'm the showroom manager. The power users are the people under me who take the inventory and sales data and put it into the database. They're easy to train and low cost people. As the showroom manager, it's my job to oversee the sales and inventory data, double check it, and to generate reports which are sent to our regional managers. The 3 key elements or components of our jobs are to accurately take inventory, check that it was accurately entered into the database, and generate sales and inventory reports. Now I will show you a little bit about the designer and mock-up report that I have. Okay, why didn't that work? There we go. Okay. This is the current database structure. When the power users are entering data, the power users are the only people who can enter data into the database in a format such as this. This will all be pre-set up. You don't need to change anything here. We simply need to know a little bit about how you're going to want to do reports so we can set up the proper connections, which allows you to see various different information in your reports. What you will be seeing most of the time is the web intelligence. This report only shows 2 models, the Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee. But as you can see, we can have a lot of different types of data in it, and you can show any model or any attribute of that model and how that correlates with your financial data and it is very simple to rerun the same query every month or every week or however often you want to do it and see the same exact report with your new data. Also, the database, the designer can import data from any type of database and put it in a report like this. So when I give it to the regional manager, all the reports will look exactly the same.
Okay. So as a regional manager, my job is to look at the sales data to see where all our cars is selling. So if I'm in a regional manager, I have about, say, 30 stores under me. I want to know what store is selling the most cars, okay? So suppose we're in Chicago area and there's, I have a dealership in suburb and I have it in the city. I have Jeeps and vans selling in, majority of vans are selling in suburb area. So I want to make sure, I want to know why most of them are selling in suburb and why aren't they selling in the city. This report helps me see, it's a daily report, so it helps me see where I'm losing sales, where I'm making sales, which cars I'm selling the most. So this is a daily report, so it tells me step by step of what car models I'm selling the most. So it helps me understand where I can sell, where I can put certain cars in what area to generate sales for the next month. So if I'm not selling most cars in the city, I'm going to take some of the cars from the suburb area that's selling the most, and I'm going to put it in the city and see if it sells. Could be the reason, could be price, could be the location, could be the salespeople. If that's the case, then I want to know what I can do to generate more sales. So I look at this data. This software, what it does. Yeah, that's fine. So what this does, it helps me see every store and how the store is doing. Each stores can be using different variation of reports. They can be sending me through PDF, Excel, Access. By using this software, it kind of filters everything into one report, so it's easier for me to see it. I'm not spending a lot of time in going through reports and sorting out things. So this helps me see this, and then towards the end of the day, my job is to transfer over, compile all the reports, and send it to my corporate manager so she can decide how each region is doing per store-wise. So I'm going to give it to Bernice. She can explain more in detail. Right.
Okay, I'm the big boss. The corporate. Okay, as you can see, I want to read a quote first. Now this is a quote from Richard D. Johnson. He's a professor and author for SHRM, which is the Society of Human Resource Management. And he quotes that organizations and companies that combine effective HR management processes with effective HR technology are likely to be more productive and more profitable than those that do not. And what we mean by that is, me being a corporate manager, I don't have to go make no visits. All of the sponge information comes directly to me. All of the information that comes to me is the information this way. I won't have to be guessing about the errors that's being made from the sales, from the locals and the regional, because the regional manager directs all the information to me, and I will have to have a routine to divide and manage the appropriate finances about all the cars and the marketing that need exposure. Okay, there may be some that would need exposure as to, for advertisement, to make the marketing more exposure for the marketing of the sales, and also for the regions, in which the manager will give me all the information about each regional that she's under, and then I will be able to decide about the local needs of the management, whether I should fire the individual or talk to them and keep them there, or should I just remove them? Because it's very important to know, and you have to, well, as a manager, you have to be concerned about your employees, first of all. Once you're concerned about your employees, you have to explain to them what must be done in order for the company to profit. Okay, and if the company doesn't profit, you know, and there's a total loss for the company, as well as it'll be bad for the employees also, because they can lose their jobs. But all the information that comes from the regional and all the local dealerships and the regional manager will come to me at the fingertips, and all the information is very accurate, and all of this information comes to me in one report. And first of all, this way I won't have to be worried about going from dealership to dealership and corresponding with the regional manager, trying to find out how much sales has been done, and trying to find out if there's a loss or if there's a profit. All the information is right there for me, so I would be able to get all the information and put it in process, and I would know if the company is making money. And as of now, Shimei is going to finalize it.
Okay, so this whole mock setup, the point of it was everybody on the local end of the dealership gets to manage what the final picture goes to at the corporate side. By adding a few local inventory personnel, you're hiring $10 an hour people to manage inventories that are being double checked by your sales floor managers or your dealership managers, and that's it. Once that finalized, only the reports go higher up, which gives the management an unbiased look at what the dealership's doing. This can only be done with WebEye, as it can incorporate any kind of database, meaning the Chicago dealership can send an Excel file and the Northbrook dealership can send a PDF file, put it through WebEye. Your regional managers are looking at one picture that will be up to date every day, weekly, however you want to run it. It gives that unbiased notion that will allow you to manage your finances way better. The price of the software, the service, will be pretty much covered by your initial savings when you can take out the middleman. Middleman being the 5-figure people who actually manage your inventories between your dealerships and your regionals. And then overseers there that do inventory between the regionals and the corporate. By taking out some big numbers you have, and you can, by adding some lower employees, you're giving your dealerships exposure. If you have a hiring now sign, even people who are not interested in buying cars will take a look there. That's free marketing. So you're saving money in marketing, you're cutting the middleman, and that will pay for the software easily, and more. And that's it for us. Anything?